Kiddushin daf yud. How's everybody doing? Another wonderful day with the 8-minute daf. We had a machlokes. How do you know that a woman is nikna be'biyah? According to Rebbe, he learns it out from the word uba'ala. And what does he do with the words bu'ulas bal that Rabbi Yochanan learns out that a woman is nikna be'biyah? That only a husband could create a situation where his wife is considered a bu'ula even though she has psulim because she was nival shaloi kedarka. And that's when it comes to a knas. But for skila, it's not extra because the Torah says levadoi. Only one person could create such a situation. But according to Chachamim, even when it comes to skila, everybody's chayiv on a bu'ula shaloi kedarka. So what do they do with the word levadoi? That even in a situation, this is an amazing halacha. When this woman, not a woman, she's a katana, and he violates her, he's chayiv misa, and she's potter. And not like the Manda Omer that says that he's potter because she's potter. Levadoim comes to say that he's chayiv misa. According to Rabbi Yochanan, the husband makes her a bu'ula with shaloi kedarka because it doesn't say bu'ulas ish, it says bu'ulas bal. The Gemara goes into the whole discussion. The Gemara comes out that soif bia is kaina, that a person has das when he wants to make the kinyan. So when it comes to isurim, for instance, to be over on a rice, to be over on a ish, it's also you're over on the first stage of bia, on the beginning of bia. But when it comes to a kinyan, it has to do with what he has intent. Where's his das? And a person's das is on the gemar bia. Therefore, it comes out a tremendous nafkamina. A kohen gadol who could only marry a psula cannot marry someone through bia, because since his das is on the end of bia and the beginning of bia, he created a situation where she's no longer a psula, she's a bula, so it's also for him to be with her. If a person just did hara, stage 1 of bia, and she went ahead and she accepted Kiddushin from another man, so she's mekudesh to the second person. Why? Because the first person's Kiddushin is only chal at a later stage of bia where his das is. The Gemara says we have a suffix whether or not bia creates nesuin or creates only the stage 1 of marriage, which is erison. The nafkamina is when you're married to somebody, you have a full nesuin, you inherit her, the maisi yadayim, the earnings are the husband's, the husband has the right to be mefer neder. So when it comes to a 3-year-old, that is a time that she's royal bia, and it's again for a whole slew of halachas. Kiddushin, yibum, if you have a girl that's over 3, she requires a get. If she dies, the husband who's a kohen could be tamater. And another halacha is, let's go into this a little bit. So there's a halacha that a woman who's a zava or nida, she's metama mishkav moishav elyon and tachtain. So if she's sitting on a pile of mattresses, all the mattresses below her have a very severe truma. She is an avatuma, and all the mattresses are avatuma, and they don't lose any power in the tuma. Everything above her, if she wears a bunch of hats, clothing, so they are just a rishon tuma. When it comes to the bayal, the one who is with her, he acquires tuma, very severe tuma. He's actually tummy for 7 days, and what he sits on, all the mattresses become tummy as a rishon, not a avatuma like a woman, and above him is also a rishon. So that's if this girl is above 3 years old. If she's less than 3 years old, then he's only tamei tumas erev until the nightfall. If she's 3 years old and she had relations with a mamzer, it makes her pasul for eating truma, pasul kuhuna. And as a side note, chuppah only works for somebody that's royal bia. So even if a 2.5-year-old, let's say, had a chuppah, it means nothing. Rabbi Ben Seir holds that a woman eats truma when she's engaged with the raisa from Kiddushin, and he learns it from a kalvachomer from a shifcha. A shifcha doesn't eat truma through bia; she only eats truma through kesef when the master gives her money. So, in other words, bia creates a situation of nisuin, or maybe the kalvachomer is from bia and chuppah together. And Bagbag holds that a shifcha is different. Why? Because when you purchase a shifcha, you weren't mishayir in the king. You give everything you have, all the stages. Money is everything. Masha'enkin by a woman, there's 2 stages. There's erusin and nesuin. So when you give money, it's very different. You only accomplish half of what you need to accomplish. According to Ravina, everybody holds that Midiraisa, an engaged woman, arusa, eats truma. And the machlokes is that according to Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira, he makes a kavachomer from a shivcha that we're not concerned of simfon. Simfon means that there's something that comes at a later stage that cancels, let's say, this engagement. If a person finds out that his kala has a mum that he didn't know about, so retroactively there was never Kiddushin. But what happens is that during this engagement period, she's eating truma, and it comes out that she was usher to eat truma. You have to be concerned about it. He's not concerned. But what we are concerned about is the gzeira of Ula. Ula is concerned that if you give an engaged woman truma, and she's permitted to eat that truma, and she brings it home, and she shares it with her brothers, they might be over on this, that's why you don't give an engaged woman truma. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.